Before we begin, may I ask you something very quietly? Have you ever looked around and wondered how everyone else seemed to know exactly where they're going? They chose careers, build relationships, make decisions, and somehow they seem certain, while you keep wondering, am I missing something? Why does everyone else seem to have a plan except me? Perhaps you started over more than once. Perhaps you questioned every decision you ever made. Perhaps you even wondered if somehow you were falling behind. But what if the people you envy are no less uncertain than you? What if the difference is not that they found the map, but that they stopped waiting for one? Because tonight's story is not about finding your path. It's about discovering why the path sometimes disappears, and why that may be the greatest gift life ever gives you. There is a forest hidden just beyond certainty, where every road eventually vanishes. Most people turn back. Only a few continue walking, and those who do rarely return as the same person. So, if some part of you has been quietly asking, "Where do I belong?" then perhaps the forest has been waiting for you all along. Close your eyes, take a slow, gentle breath, and let the first step appear beneath your feet. This is a story about a woman named Nora, and for most of her life, she believed she was surviving incorrectly, because the world seemed built for people who could talk endlessly. People who could enter a room full of strangers and somehow leave with 20 new friends. People who always seemed to have something to say, something to post, something to share, something to perform. Meanwhile, Nora often felt like she was walking through life carrying an invisible battery, and everyone else seemed plugged directly into the wall. At school, teachers praised participation. At work, meetings rewarded whoever spoke first. At parties, the loudest voices often became the center of attention. And over time, Nora began believing a dangerous idea. Maybe I should be different. Maybe I should be louder. Maybe I should be more outgoing. Maybe then life would become easier. So she tried. She forced conversations, forced smiles, forced social events, forced herself to stay longer than she wanted, talk more than she wanted, be available more than she wanted. And for a while, it looked successful from the outside, but inside, something strange was happening. Every interaction felt expensive. Every crowded room felt like it was drawing energy from the account that no longer seemed to refill. And no matter how hard she worked, she remained exhausted. Not physically, soul tired, as though she was living somebody else's life. Then one evening, after an especially overwhelming week, Nora left a company gathering. The music had been loud, the conversations endless, the expectations exhausting. By the time she reached her car, she couldn't even turn on the radio. Silence felt necessary, like water after crossing the desert. So she drove, without knowing where, past neighborhoods, past stores, past familiar roads, until eventually she found herself somewhere unexpected. At the edge of the city, a place she had never noticed before. There, beyond the final row of buildings, was a narrow path leading into an ancient forest. Curious, she parked and began walking. The moment she entered the trees, something changed. The noise of the city disappeared, not all at once, but gradually, like a dream fading after walking. The deeper she walked, the quieter everything became, and the quieter everything became, the more alive she felt. The wind moved gently through the branches. Birdsong drifted from somewhere unseen. Sunlight filtered through leaves and golden ribbons. And for the first time in weeks, Her thoughts settled. Her shoulders softened. Her breathing deepened. She felt like herself again, and as she continued deeper, she noticed something unusual. The forest seemed impossibly vast, far larger than should have been possible, and in the center stood an enormous tree, unlike anything she had ever seen. Its trunk was wider than a house, its roots spread like rivers beneath the earth. Its branches disappeared high into the sky. Nora approached slowly, and as she did, she noticed words carved into the bark. 3 simple sentences. The tallest tree grows silently. The deepest roots grow unseen. The strongest forests grow together. Something about those words stopped her, because she suddenly realized every tree around her was doing that exact thing. None competed to be louder. None tried to become another tree. The pine wasn't trying to become an oak. The oak wasn't trying to become a cedar. Each simply expressed its nature, and because of that, the forest existed. Then a voice spoke behind her. Most people never notice. Nora turned. An elderly woman stood nearby, calm eyes, gentle smile, as though she had been part of the forest forever. Notice what? Nora asked. The woman gestured around them. The world above the ground gets all the attention. Nora frowned. What do you mean? The woman pointed downward. Beneath every forest exists another forest. Nora looked confused. The woman smiled. Come. They walked deeper among the trees and eventually arrived at a clearing where the earth had somehow become transparent. Beneath the soil, Nora could see roots, millions of them, intertwining, connecting, communicating, supporting one another, an entire hidden world invisible from above. The woman spoke softly. People celebrate what they can see, the branches, the leaves, the height, the performance. But the forest survives because of what remains hidden. Nora stared, mesmerized. The woman continued. These roots share nutrients. They warn each other of danger. They support weak trees. They strengthen entire ecosystems. And yet, almost nobody notices them. Something stirred inside Nora, because suddenly the roots felt familiar. The woman looked directly at her. You think survival belongs to the loudest, but survival belongs to the connected. Nora said nothing. The woman continued. Introverts are often roots. The words landed deeply. While others race across the surface, you observe, you notice, you listen, you think. You understand things others miss. And because the world celebrates visibility, you've mistaken invisibility for weakness. Nora felt emotions rise unexpectedly, because she had spent years feeling unseen. Yet here, for the first time, being unseen felt different. Not like a failure, like a function. The woman knelt beside the transparent earth. Do you know why roots survive storms? Nora shook her head. Because they don't fight the wind, they anchor. For a long moment, neither spoke, and Nora thought about her life, how often she judged herself, how often she compared herself, how often she believed her quietness made her less valuable. Meanwhile, the very qualities she criticized were the qualities people secretly came to her for. Friends trusted her. People confided in her. Co-workers asked her perspective. Strangers opened up around her. She had always assumed these things were accidental, but perhaps they weren't. Perhaps listening was a gift. Perhaps reflection was a gift. Perhaps death was a gift. The woman seemed to read her thoughts. The world needs rivers. The world needs thunder. The world needs fireworks, she smiled. But it also needs wells. Nora felt chills. Wells? The woman nodded. A river moves quickly. A well goes deep. People visit rivers for excitement. When they are truly thirsty, they search for a well. Nora suddenly understood. All her life, she had been measuring herself using the wrong ruler, comparing depth to volume, stillness to speed, reflection to performance. And no wonder she felt inadequate. The woman pointed toward the city visible in the distance. That world will continue to be loud. You don't need to become louder. You need to become more rooted. The words settled into her like seeds. More rooted, not more outgoing, not more performative, not more exhausting, more rooted. As evening approached, the forest began growing softly, thousands of tiny lights appearing among trees, and Nora realized something astonishing. The lights weren't random. Each light appeared whenever two roots connected beneath the earth. The entire forest shimmered, not because individual trees were shining, but because they were connected. The woman smiled. That's the secret. The strongest introverts don't survive by hiding. They survive by connecting intentionally. A few deep friendships, a few meaningful conversations, a few people who truly understand them. Nora watched the lights and thought about how much energy she had wasted trying to become someone else, trying to collect hundreds of shallow connections when her heart naturally longed for deep-rooted ones. The forest glowed brighter, the roots illuminated like stars beneath the soil, and for the first time, she no longer wished to be different. She understood something profound. A flower doesn't fail because it isn't a tree. A tree doesn't fail because it isn't a river. A river doesn't fail because it isn't the ocean. Each fulfills its nature. And perhaps peace begins when we stop demanding that nature becomes something else. Eventually, the woman turned toward the path. It's time, Nora nodded. Though part of her wished to remain here forever, she reached the edge of the forest. She looked back. The giant tree still stood. The light still glowed. The roots still connected everything beneath the surface. And she carried something with her she had never possessed before. Permission. Permission to need solitude. Permission to rest. Permission to think before speaking. Permission to leave early. Permission to recharge. Permission to be exactly who she was. The city hadn't changed. The world hadn't become quieter. Crowded rooms still existed. Meaning still existed. Noise still existed. But now, whenever she felt overwhelmed, she remembered the forest. She remembered the roots. She remembered the well. And slowly, something remarkable began happening. She stopped trying to survive the world and began belonging within it, not as someone louder, not as someone different, but as herself, a quiet presence, a deep root, a hidden strength, a living reminder that some of the most important things in the world grow beneath the surface, unseen, uncelebrated, and yet absolutely essential. And perhaps, as you're listening to these words, you can begin noticing the same truth within yourself, that the part of you that seeks silence may not be withdrawing from life. It may simply be returning to its roots, and roots have always known how to survive. Because long before the world learned how to shout, The roots learn how to grow quietly, deeply, together, and they are still growing now. And now, as the story of the forest begins to settle, like leaves slowly finding their place upon the earth, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to understand anything. You don't need to figure anything out, because there's something beautiful about quiet minds. They often understand things long before words can be explained. So perhaps, for a little while, you can simply allow yourself to be here. Allow yourself to listen. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to discover what happens when you stop trying to become anything and simply become present. Take a slow breath in, and as you do, imagine the forest from the story. Not because you have to, not because you're trying, but because somewhere inside, part of you remembers it. The towering trees, the soft earth, the gentle wind moving through branches, the quiet, that beautiful quiet. And perhaps, as you imagine that forest, you can notice something interesting. The forest never hurries. The trees never rush. The roots never panic. Everything grows at exactly the pace it was meant to grow. And perhaps you can begin giving yourself that permission to grow at your own pace too. A slow breath in and a slower breath out. And as you exhale, imagine releasing all the pressure you've carried. The pressure to keep up, the pressure to be more social, the pressure to always be available, the pressure to explain yourself, the pressure to perform, the pressure to prove your worth. Just letting it drift away, like leaves floating downstream. Because for the next few moments, there is nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to accomplish, no one you need to impress. Only this moment, only this breath, only this experience. And as you continue listening, you may begin noticing something happening naturally, a softening, a settling, a slowing down, the way muddy water settles when no one stirs it, the way snow settles onto a quiet field, the way twilight settles over a sleeping landscape. Nothing forced, nothing pushed, just naturally settling. And perhaps now, you can imagine yourself standing once again at the entrance of that great forest. Only this time, you are alone. Not lonely, just peacefully alone. The way a tree is alone. The way a star is alone. Complete within itself. And as you begin walking, slowly, comfortably, along the familiar path, each step taking you deeper into comfort, each step taking you deeper into yourself. 10 steps, 10 easy steps. And with every step, you find yourself drifting deeper. 10, entering the forest. 9, leaving the noise behind. 8. Allowing your shoulders to relax. 7. Allowing your jaw to soften. 6. Allowing your breathing to become easy. 5. Halfway now. 4. Drifting inward. 3. More comfortable than before. 2. Almost there. 1. Arriving. And there, waiting for you, is the great tree. The tree whose roots stretch farther than imagination. The tree that has stood through storms, through seasons, through change, through centuries. And as you sit beneath it, you become aware of something extraordinary. The roots beneath the tree, moving outward, connecting everything, invisible, powerful, alive. And as you sit there, you realize those roots are not only beneath the tree, they are beneath you as well. And with every breath, your awareness drifts deeper, deeper beneath the surface, deeper beneath the noise, deeper beneath the expectations, deeper beneath the roles you've played, deeper beneath the mask you've worn, until you discover something remarkable. There is a place inside you that has always been quiet, a place untouched by criticism, untouched by pressure, untouched by comparison, a place that has been waiting patiently the entire time, like a root waiting beneath winter soil. And perhaps you can notice it now, maybe as a feeling, maybe as a sensation, maybe as something difficult to describe. But there it is, the quiet self, the true self, the self that exists before anyone told you who you should be. And as you become aware of this deeper part of yourself, you begin noticing that it already knows something. It knows that solitude is not loneliness. It knows that stillness is not weakness. It knows that sensitivity is not a flaw. It knows that needing rest is not failure. It knows that depth is not deficiency. It knows. And the more you listen, the more you realize it has always known. The world may celebrate noise, but wisdom often arrives quietly. The world may celebrate speed, but transformation often happens slowly. The world may celebrate visibility, but roots accomplish extraordinary things unseen. And now, imagine those roots beneath you growing stronger, extending outward, deep into the earth, creating stability, creating safety, creating peace. With every breath straightening them, every exhale deepening them. And as those roots grow, you begin releasing something. The need to compare yourself, the need to become someone else, the need to apologize for your nature, the need to explain why you require space, the need to justify your quietness, the need to earn your right to exist exactly as you are. Just letting all of that drift downward into the soil, where the earth gradually receives it. Because the earth understands something humans only forget. An oak tree never apologizes for being an oak. A pine tree never apologizes for being a pine. The moon never apologizes for being the moon. And you don't need to apologize for being you. So now, imagine a gentle light appearing within your chest. Warm, soft, comfortable. Not bright, not overwhelming. Simply present. A quiet light. The light of your own being. And with every breath, that light grows. Not outward, but inward. Illuminating forgotten places, healing tired places, comforting anxious places, reassuring uncertain places, reminding every part of you, you are enough, exactly as you are. You are enough without performing. You are enough without proving. You are enough without becoming someone else. You are enough because existence itself has already made that decision. And perhaps now, you can allow those words to drift deeper into you, like leaves through a forest, like wind through branches, like roots through soil. You are enough. And deeper still, perhaps you can imagine all the introverts throughout history, the thinkers, the artists, the healers, the listeners, the dreamers, the observers, the writers, the creators, the quiet souls who change the world not through volume, but through depth. And perhaps you can feel yourself connecting to them, part of something larger, part of an unseen forest, an invisible network of thoughtful healers, thoughtful hearts, sensitive hearts, gentle hearts, wise hearts, all connected beneath the surface, just like the roots. And maybe, for the first time in a long while, you realize you are not alone. You never were. You are simply part of a different rhythm, a different way of being, a different kind of strength. The strength of stillness, the strength of observation, the strength of reflection, the strength of presence. And now, as you rest beneath this great tree, feeling supported, feeling rooted, feeling connected, feeling peaceful, you may notice a wonderful truth emerging. You do not have to survive the world by becoming less of yourself. You thrive by becoming more of yourself, more authentic, more rooted, more aligned, more accepting, more at peace with the beautiful nature that has always lived inside you. And so, for a little while longer, you can simply rest, like a tree resting in sunlight, like roots resting in fertile soil, like a forest resting beneath the stars, comfortable, safe, grounded, connected, and whole. And as every word continues drifting deeper, settling gently into the quiet wisdom already within you, you may discover that your unconscious mind is already doing exactly what it needs to do, integrating, healing, growing quietly, deeply, naturally, as roots have always done. And perhaps, long after this induction ends, long after these words fade into memory, a part of you will continue remembering the forest, the roots, the stillness, the strength, and the simple truth that has always been waiting beneath the noise. You were never too quiet. You were simply growing in a world that forgot how powerful quiet things can be. Rest here now and be well.
I spent so many years believing I had to shine the way they do, learning every borrowed language, trying to become someone new, smiling through the crowded moments, speaking just to fill the air, while something deep inside was whispering, you don't belong out there. But silence has a heartbeat, stillness has a song. Maybe I was never broken, maybe I was strong all along. 'Cause the deepest roots grow quietly where no one else can see, hidden in the dark below, becoming all they're meant to be. I don't need to be the loudest voice to leave my mark somehow. The world is held by quiet hearts, and I'm beginning to see it now. Beneath the surface is where my strength is found. Every crowded room once emptied everything I had to give. I thought I needed endless people just to prove I knew how to live. But rivers aren't the only water that can satisfy a soul. Sometimes all a weary traveler needs is one deep living well. So I stopped chasing echoes, stopped running with the tide, and found a place where peace had always waited deep inside. 'Cause the deepest roots grow quietly where no one else can see, hidden in the dark below, becoming all they're meant to be. I don't need to be the loudest voice to leave my mark somehow. The world is held by quiet hearts, and I'm beginning to see it now. Beneath the surface is where my strength is found. The tallest trees don't hurry, they simply reach the sky. The strongest hearts are measured by how often they are seen, but by how deeply they can love, how gently they can listen, how faithfully they remain when no applause is waiting. And maybe the world has always needed more roots than fireworks. Now I'll grow the way I'm meant to, deep instead of wide, finding beauty in the silence, no longer needing to hide. Every quiet conversation, every soul that understands means more than all the noise could ever hold within its head. without asking for a name. So if you wonder why you need a little space to breathe, perhaps you're simply returning to the place where you have always grown. Beneath the surface, where quiet hearts become the strongest forest.
So here are the key meanings of the story. Number 1, introversion is a different source of energy, not a defect. The story teaches that introverts are not broken extroverts. Just as some plants thrive in sunlight while others flourish in shade, introverts replenish themselves through solitude, reflection, and meaningful connection. Their need for quiet is a natural part of who they are. Number 2, the road often rewards visibility over depth. The branches of the trees receive attention because they can be seen, while the roots remain unnoticed. This symbolizes how society often celebrates people who are loud, outgoing, and visible, while overlooking the deep thinkers, listeners, and observers who quietly contribute immense value. Number 3, hidden strength is still strength. The roots represent the unseen qualities of introverts: wisdom, empathy, thoughtfulness, intuition, and emotional depth. Just because these qualities are not immediately visible does not make them any less powerful. Number 4, solitude is not the same as loneliness. Nora learns that being alone can be nourishing rather than painful. The story reframes solitude as a place where introverts can reconnect with themselves, recharge their energy, and access their inner wisdom. Number 5, authenticity creates peace. Much of Nora's exhaustion comes from trying to become someone she wasn't. The story teaches that lasting peace arrives when we stop performing for acceptance and start honoring our true nature. Number 6, comparison creates unnecessary suffering. Nora spent years comparing herself to people who operated differently. The story reminds us that comparing depth to volume is like comparing roots to branches. Both serve important functions, but they are designed for different purposes. Number 7, deep connections make more than many connections. The growing roots symbolizes meaningful relationships. Introverts often thrive through a small number of genuine, intimate connections rather than large networks of acquaintances. Quality often nourishes them more than quantity. Number 8, quiet people often possess extraordinary awareness. Because introverts spend more time observing and listening, they frequently notice details, emotions, and truths that others miss. Their quietness creates space for insight, empathy, and understanding. Number 9, resilience comes from being rooted. The roots survive storms because they anchor themselves deeply. Likewise, introverts survive life's challenges not by becoming louder or more forceful, but by staying connected to their values, inner world, and authentic self. And number 10, you belong exactly as you are. The deepest message of the story is that introverts do not need to change their fundamental nature to belong in the world. Like every tree in the forest, they have a unique role to play. Their quiet presence, depth, and sensitivity are not obstacles to overcome. They are gifts to embrace. And so, as you leave the forest for now, perhaps you carry something with you that wasn't there before. Not something you learned, but something you remembered. A quiet truth that many have been waiting beneath the noise all along. That you don't have to earn your place in this world by becoming louder. You do not have to exhaust yourself trying to be who others expected you to be. You do not have to apologize for your needing stillness, or solitude, or time to think. because some of the most beautiful things in nature grow slowly, quietly, and deeply. And perhaps the same has been true for you. So the next time you find yourself stepping away from the crowd, next time you choose a meaningful conversation over a room full of small talk, the next time you honor your need to rest and recharge, remember the roots beneath the forest floor. Remember what is unseen is not unimportant. Remember that depth has its own kind of power. And remember, you belong here exactly as you are. Thank you for sharing this journey with me tonight. If this story resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe and join our growing community of listeners seeking healing, insight, and transformation through the power of story. And if there is a challenge you're navigating, a question you're exploring, or a personal transformation you're longing for, I also create hypnotic stories and inductions designed especially for you. For more information about personalized stories, you can reach me at rhonda's@gmail.com. Until next time, may you trust your own rhythm, may you honor your own nature, and may you remember that even in a world that embraces noise, there is an extraordinary strength in being quietly, deeply, and unapologetically yourself. Good night, and keep growing, just as the roots do, quietly, deeply, and together.